this time. Nope, it is actually worse than the last time. Bug report, missed turn. No, she will not stop. So if you'd not been paying attention, okay, well, welcome back. It's been quick. We have 2021.4.11 installed last night, and it came kind of late, but got it installed and we're up and running. The release notes were just basically a minor bug fix, so we'll see how this goes. We'll see if it handles the curves any better than it did on the last version of it. We'll do a little highway test, see how it interacts and merges with the traffic. And so I'm a little bit later this afternoon. It's about 3:40, so we'll hit rush hour in a few little spots, and we'll be able to test the autopilot and navigate on autopilot and see if we can notice any changes in the new software update. It's exciting the fact that they're coming so fast, but that also shows that they really didn't have time to make any fixes. I noticed that last night the 8.2 came out for the full self-drive, and they said there's no changes in it either. I did watch CF Tesla. He said he noticed a little bit of difference in the city driving. We're going to find that out today. So let's engage in autopilot. And as you can tell, if you're new with us, you won't be able to tell, but with this blue steering wheel here, this lets you know that the car is driving. If I make a adjustment with the brake or the steering wheel, this kicks off and that shows that I am driving. So as long as that blue wheel is there, you know that the car is in control. Whether I have my hand on the steering wheel or not, it will show you that the car is actually driving. All right. So with this package, I have the full self-drive package. In the city streets, if it comes up to a stoplight and nobody is in front of us, she will treat it as a red light and she will come to a stop. However, she will give me a ding, and I know that I can proceed if I give her confirmation that it's okay with one pull down on the gear stock, and we can do it. Now, anytime I need to make a turn, I simply disengage, and then I can take control and I can make the turns as we need to. So here we go. We're going to go onto some back roads here. This is the new track that I've set up to test her on, and we'll see how she does. See how she slowed down to 33? Beautiful. Handled that perfectly and without a problem. Now this is one that she had trouble with. This is a 15 mile an hour speed limit. And look at that. She is going all the way down to 25, but she went over the line just a little bit, and now she's speeding up. So to let them know, bug report, too fast in the turn. And so bug report shows too fast in the turn, and that lets them know. And this is the other one that she had trouble with, and I was too busy updating that, so we're going to try that again. We're going to turn around here and we'll go back. Okay, so here we are in take two. I went back before the first turn, and you can see she's slowing down again. Does she slow down enough to make the turn? And she does not. So she did slow down to about 23 miles an hour. Now, I was sending in that bug report, and I didn't get to see what actually happened with this turn. This was the other turn, the next one, where she didn't make it last time, and I was hoping that we would see an improvement this time. Nope, it is actually worse than the last time. Bug report, missed turn. Alright, so let's kick her back in and we will go. So that was a step backwards from the last version, because she at least made almost the turn and then disengaged. So sad to see that that went backwards in progression that time. Just another reason why you always have to pay attention. So we have another left turn, right turn coming up here. If I recall, I think these are a little more gradual than actually sharp turns, but we'll see how she does here. She did not slow down, well, there at the end, but she made it through okay, and she got the second one as well. So nice job. She did not cross the lines. She got a little close, but she did not cross the lines. And so here's another little S turn. Give some more practice and see how she does. First turn, not a problem, which is kind of normal. Second turn, she counteracts and did fine. So that was good. A little bit nervous. I wish she'd slow down a little bit more. These telephone poles are also awful close to the edge of the road, and that could create problems if she was to vary just a little bit. The sun is bright today. Hopefully it's coming out good in the camera and the sun is not too bad. I noticed that yesterday it kind of washed out. So this is a very aggressive stop for her on this stop sign. Once we come to a complete stop, one on the gear stock, and she'll proceed. But yeah, the last version, she did not come to a stop. So this is another turn here that I wanted to test yesterday, or in the last filming, but there was the dump trucks that were in our way. So can she stay in? Nope. And if there'd been oncoming traffic, that could have been quite ugly. Now let's see what she wants to do here. She is going to go forward, and will she stop? No, she will not stop. So if you'd not been paying attention, you'd ended up in that field before you would have felt the bumps or taken out a pole, and it would have been hard driving. So we were not on Navigate, but even if we had been on Navigate, she would not have made the turn. But I was really interested in seeing if she would have stopped for the yield sign or the caution signs there at the end of it. So here we are, stop sign, complete stop, our turn, one swipe of the gear stock, and she goes. So this is kind of a narrow road here, not much room for error, and so it's a real good test on how well she can stay inside the lines, because if you look there on the right hand side, you got a white line and then you've got the hill, and there's no room for error. did not slow down very good for that one. Ooh. And I think they got the speed limit a little bit too fast there. So one thing also I've noticed, if you're going over a hill that has a drop off on the back side of it, she will give you a warning tone that she cannot see the road and wanting you to take over. If it's quick, she'll re-engage, but if you lose track of the road because of the hill, then she'll give you a warning signal to take over. Alright, so this is our roundabout, and as you know, yield signs are still set up as stop signs in the system, and so we will let her come to a complete stop. When it's clear, one confirmation, and we'll see how far she can go. Nope, which is good. And we go through the roundabout, wait for the steering wheel, and we can re-engage. So it's pretty easy when you're on autopilot. When you come up to a stop sign, as we noticed in the last video, if there's two or more cars in front of you, she'll move up until she's first in line. Once she's first in line, she will stay there until you give her the confirmation on the gear stock. So that's pretty easy. Now when you come up to a stoplight, if you're not following another car through the intersection, she will come to a stop, and then you can give a confirmation. However, if you're making a turn, you simply disengage, make your turn, and then re-engage. So if you're thinking that I don't want to drive on autopilot because there's so much work to do, complete stop, one switch on the gear stock, and she takes off. That there's so much work to do with turns and with stoplights and things like that, it's really not that hard. A lot of times, if you can stay in the same lane, I let her go all the way up to the light and come to a complete stop before I disengage her. Sometimes I disengage, the regenerative braking kicks in, and then I try to put my foot on the brake, and I get a little bit of a jerky kind of transition. But if I let her come to a complete stop, then disengage, it's nice and smooth. Now in this case, I have to get in the left lane to make my turn. So I simply disengage, I make my switch over to the other lane, and as soon as I make the turn, then I will re-engage it back into autopilot. So there she gave me the ding. I gave her confirmation, and she's proceeding through the light. There's my ding. I'll give her confirmation, let her know that I'm paying attention, and she'll go on through the light. And so even if you have a long street like this that has lots of stoplights, there's nothing you really have to do other than let the car know you're paying attention and that she can, that your car can proceed. See, now she doesn't watch that car until that car gets into our lane. Once that car gets into our lane, then she'll adjust for it. So you have to be mindful when people are coming over into your lane, that the car is not going to slow down until they get in the way. And once they're in your way, then the car will react, and you'll get the slowdown, and it'll let them continue to get in front of you. I don't know at what point the Tesla might be able to pick up turn signals and give people leeway to maneuver around, but that would definitely be helpful. So I got a second here. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, we'd invite you to subscribe and hit the like button if you see something that you like. And if you have something that you want us to film or to do, then put a note in down below and we'll respond and see what we can do as far as getting that content out to you. We do have a couple videos coming up. One is going to be camping in the car. I bought a mattress set, and it fits perfect in the car, and I can't wait to get that out. However, if Tesla doesn't stop doing updates every couple days, I may not have time to finish putting that together. And we're also going to go out on a lunch day one day and do a bunch of summons, so you can see different parking lots, different places where you can summons the car to you, and why she won't work sometimes. And we'll have that video up for you before long as well. So please subscribe. We appreciate you stopping in and watching with us as we're testing out the new software 2021.4.11 today. So that truck's a little bit far ahead of us, and she was still able to follow it through. The car that curved and cut in front of us and got over didn't seem to bother her too much. She was able to make it through the intersection. Alright, well, I got a little straightaway here. I'm going to put in my address. There we go, we're back. And so as you saw last time, I didn't have the address in, and I got talking, and all of a sudden I was getting on the highway. And so this time I've got it put in so that we can see the merge coming off of the cloverleaf onto the highway and see how she does. So I think she's doing pretty good with the stoplights. She works great on the stop signs. As that car goes, there's our ding, and I'll give her confirmation, and now she'll go through. As these cars are pulling off the lane out of our way, I really think she slows down too much. As a normal driver, you'd see that they were going off, and you would start to accelerate beforehand. With Tesla, that car has to completely vacate the lane before she will proceed. So let's give her confirmation to go through here. And now as we come up here on Highway 270, we're going to enter the cloverleaf, and I'll show you how to do that nice and simple. I shouldn't say nothing's really simple, but when she's working, it's nice and simple. So 270 is almost at a standstill here. This will give us some idea on how well she can merge into heavy traffic. So as we go over the bridge here, we are going to want to get on the cloverleaf. So I'll simply put on the turn signal. She'll check. Once it turns to a dotted line, she slides over. And now, even though she's set at 44, she's going to slow down to, I think it was 29 or 27, 26, even 25 on this cloverleaf. So now you can see how the traffic is backed up. She has moved over to navigate on autopilot. So if you have your destination in, notice we had 2 blue lines before. Now it's gone down to a single line, and that means that she's navigating your track that is in maps, and on the highway makes all the difference in the world. So let's see how she does, if she can merge into this traffic, and we'll see how much she can do before I have to take over. So we're going to reduce our follow distance to 1 in rush hour. And looking for a turn signal. This tractor trailer looks like he's being pretty nice. She's going to go on anyways, and not cool. She's searching for a gap. Will she put on her turn signal now? There's her turn signal, and there she merges over. So well done, even before the end of the lane, so that was nice. So you couldn't ask much better for that. And we're doing 14 miles an hour. Now, navigate on autopilot on the highway is a completely different program in the software. And it sounds funny, but they have them separated for some reason, to where it will work on the highway, but it will not work on the city streets. So her radar is detecting the distance and the speed that we're going against the car in front of us. If she slows down too much behind the set cruise control, she will actually put on the turn signal herself, find the gap, move over, and go around the slower traffic. And then once she passes the slower traffic, if someone is coming up behind her, she'll put the turn signal on and get over out of the passing lane. However, if there's nobody there behind her, she's always not necessarily in a hurry to get out of that passing lane. So as you can see, she adjusted to the speed limit once we got through the cloverleaf and the ramp to the highway, and now she moving over to get away from the cones. So the construction cones over there, she was moving over, and now we're up to our normal speed. So I'm gonna speed it up here. I don't think there's anything else going on. If there is, I'll come back and we can talk about what's going on. Okay, so as we talked before, they have solid lines here, and the car is programmed not to cross solid white lines. And she does just fine there. However, the next set of white lines actually takes us so close to our exit that sometimes the car cannot make that exit turn. And yesterday, in the last video, she got trapped here because of the heavy traffic on the right hand side, and she didn't make it into the right lane before the lines. She's trying to, as she remembers, to get over, and she did. And she had made the commitment to get over before the line turned solid, and she followed through with it, which is good, because once she gets in the center lane into the white lines and she can't get out, she traps herself and she can't make the next exit. So very well, we talked about how this might be an opportunity where the car is learning what she needs to do, and then she proved me wrong in the last video, but she got caught up in the traffic. Today she made the decision to do it early, and it worked out for us. So now we're coming up to a clover leaf. She's gone back to navigate on autopilot, or to autopilot, because this road that we're getting onto is considered a city street, and she can't do navigate on there. And so I have to turn the turn signal on to get her into the exit lane, and she was able to make the initiation onto the exit ramp. Now, once you're coming off of autopilot onto navigate on autopilot to an autopilot street, she is going to want confirmation with the accelerator before she'll continue. So if I give her the acceleration, simply put on the turn signal, she gets over into the lane. And that was interesting. I haven't had that happen before. And she'll get over into the lane and make the exit off of the ramp. Just another reason why you always have to pay attention, but it's fun. I mean, we bought the car for the technology, and we're having a lot of fun driving her.